we are sometimes being a bit unfair on the Ukrainians. What do I mean by that? Just in this week's issue of The Economist, there's a very, very good review of a new book out on Italian colonialism in Africa, particularly in Ethiopia. It's taken, even as of today, the Italians have not come to terms with their colonial massacres and war crimes, basically. And we're talking 70 years after World War II. And yet we're asking the Ukrainians to hurry up and come to terms with these things when democratic countries in Europe, they can't get their act together. Most countries in Europe have not come to terms with their fascist or colonial past, except for Germany. But even Germany today is only coming to terms with its colonial past, i.e. it committed genocide in Namibia in the early part of the 20th century. I went to a fantastic exhibition in Berlin a few months ago about this, but even that's just happening now. It took the French 4 decades to come to terms with their war of independence in Algeria, which killed 1.5 million people. So, the Ukrainians are, I think, moving ahead. It will take time. So, and compared to what is happening in the rest of Europe, let's put that into perspective as well. I think the problem with many of the people you talk about, David, who I'm sure are doing good work, Oksana Shebel's article in Slavic Review comparing memory politics in Spain and Ukraine was excellent, that comparison. There's not enough of those comparisons done. Is that most historians in particular are not public intellectuals, i.e. like Timothy Snyder, who goes out there and just does loads of lectures. And historians, particularly in Ukraine studies, don't do social media. And that's where the action is, in terms of where public opinion is formulated. And so in those kind of areas, I would say there's a massive gap. I'm less concerned about the way that David talked about the monopolization of memory politics, because I don't see it as big as a problem as maybe others do. But that's a matter of debate. I mean, it's we have different people will have different opinions about it.